One of my most popular video series is signs you won't get the job. In fact, it's so popular I made 4 of those videos, and it's basically signs that I observed after years of being a corporate and agency recruiter that basically indicate you are not going to end up getting the job. I'm gonna link the first video at the end of this, but what a lot of times what happens is people will watch these and they'll go, Ben, I didn't see any of these signs, so I think I'm gonna get the job. And then if they don't get the job, they go, what happened? I didn't see any of these signs. I thought for sure I was gonna get the job. It was a great interview. So I wanted to make this video. And this video is basically reasons why great candidates don't get the job despite no negative indications. And in fact, maybe there even was some positive indications. There are many good reasons why great candidates don't get a job. I'm gonna tell you the most common ones right now. Now, the first one is a big one, and that's they hired an internal candidate. And this happens a lot, and the reality is if you're applying at a large company, the chances are higher this is gonna happen because there are more internal candidates. So let's say you're hiring or you're interviewing for like a Fortune 500 company, and they have a role open, and let's just say it's a senior developer role or a senior HR role. And you see it posted online and you go to apply, you have an amazing interview and you don't get the job. One of the biggest reasons is they hired an internal candidate. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, Ben, why? Why would they ever post this online if they wanted to hire somebody internal they already knew was good? That's a great question, and there are a few reasons. For compliance reasons, many large companies who work with the government have to post things online for like a minimum of 3 to 5 days, and then interview qualified applicants. So that's one reason. Another reason is a lot of time hiring managers go, you know, I have this great candidate, but I want to see what else is out there just in case there is someone who is a better fit. So you might interview for a role, do amazing, really connect with everybody, and at the end of the day, they still go, you know, I'm gonna go with this internal person. Besides being an internal candidate, the second easiest path, the path of least resistance behind being an internal candidate is being a referral candidate. So you might go and apply and interview, it goes great, you get good signs, you're connecting with everybody, you're like best friends, high fives all around, and you don't get the job. And one of the reasons that happens is somebody in the company, and the more important they are, to the organization, if they go, hey, I want you to interview a former colleague of mine or a friend of mine, they are great, that person has a head start. So you might interview great and they still end up hiring that referral, not your fault, but another reason it happens. Now, panel interviews are incredibly common, right? You sit down across the table from 3, 4, 5 people, and you are tasked with answering all of their questions and explaining things to everybody. And then also the added nuance of trying to connect and build rapport with each and every single one. Another common reason why you could do a great job interviewing and still not get the role is you do a panel interview, and while you connect with 3 to 4 people, one of the people feels like you're not a good fit or something about you was off-putting to them, and maybe they felt you ignored them during the interview process. You answered a lot to the hiring manager, but you didn't answer a lot in the direction of that 4th or 5th person, that last person. So that's another common reason. You have an interview panel, you do great, but one of the people felt like you didn't really give them the attention, you didn't answer their question, you didn't ask them any questions, but you asked everybody else, and they just felt like they weren't appreciated and seen as much as some of the other people. I know some of you are probably watching this and going, hey, Ben, that's stupid. Yeah, that is kind of stupid. If you didn't intentionally ignore that person and that person's feelings keep you from getting a job you are well qualified for, yeah, I agree, that is stupid, but it happens. Some of you are gonna hate this, and if you do hate this, feel free to drop it in the comments. I will certainly respond. I respond to all of my comments, but another common reason why you may think you did great, everything was going good, but you don't get the job is that they hired another candidate who they deemed a better team culture fit. It's one of the reasons why in some of my prep videos, and if you go through my channel, you'll find several of these where I kind of coach you on how to come across as a great cultural or value alignment fit. Now, I know there are plenty of people who say, hey, Ben, why are you talking about culture fit, all that nonsense? You know, if you keep just hiring people who are a good fit for your culture, you're going to hire yourself into an echo chamber where everybody looks and thinks the same. Totally. You should look at values more than culture. In my opinion, it's a better way to approach it. But the reality is people still use it as a factor when it comes to hiring. So you could be great, but at the end of the day, does it feel like this one person who interviewed was just as qualified as you, but they felt they would be a better teammate, a better culture fit? That is another very common reason why you might make it to the very end, have crushed everything, and they go with somebody else. Now, the last common thing that happens all the time is you end up getting to the very end and it's maybe you and another person. and you're both interviewing, you're both doing well, but it is clear that person has done a better job at like one of three critical things. The first one, they were just more prepped. They came into the interview knowing everything about the company, where they're going, recent articles about their products, just absurdly prepped to the point where the hiring manager goes, this person knows more about this company than some people who are already working here. It's a massive advantage. And if that other person knows more and they're more prepped, that could certainly be the reason. The second one is maybe they did a much better job of quantifying their impact in previous roles. So quantifying your impact allows the hiring manager to understand the things you have done in previous roles, the financial or business impact of the things you have specifically done, and it allows them to imagine you doing those things for their team. That is a powerful tool at convincing them you are an amazing candidate, and if somebody does a slightly better job at that, and they're equally qualified, you're probably gonna lose out. And the final thing is maybe they just connected better with the team and the hiring manager. So one of the things I've talked about in some of my videos is being intentional about building rapport with the hiring manager, with the HR person, the recruiter, and the team, right? If you get an opportunity to meet those people, you wanna be asking them questions to learn about them. And that could turn into a great dialogue that isn't just work related, but it's about them, their interests, their hobbies, their passion. And if they do a great job at this, and you really don't, they might look at that and go, okay, well, we've got two equally qualified candidates here. But man, I really liked this person. I really got along with them. I feel like they would be great with the team. That is going to put you at a significant disadvantage, especially if all other things are equal. So there you have it. That is a video. I know this one isn't the most pleasant to watch. If you're like, I was one of those people, I didn't do it and I missed out. But I want you to watch this video. These are signs that they won't hire you. This is a really thorough series. Watch the first and then the second, third, and fourth if you want, but they give you all the signs that you're probably not gonna end up getting the job.